Hello and welcome to SEO Chess. I'm going to present to you Benjamin Bloom and how his contributions towards education help us improve how we present chess to students. Benjamin Bloom introduced what is referred to as the taxonomy of chess. He was an American educational psychologist who made huge contributions in how education is classified and objectives to the theory of master of learning. He is practically noted for leading educational psychologists to develop a comprehensive system of describing and assessing educational outcomes, which are still used today. Bloom classified his taxonomy into three different categories, and these categories were psychomotor, affective learning, and cognitive. With psychomotor, he was essentially focusing on the physical components of learning, stuff like coordination, use of motor skills, which is what you find quite a lot in early child development programs. And then with affective, it's now the tracking of emotions, feelings throughout the learning experience, which cannot be disassociated from learning. And lastly, once these two were fully developed, you then focus on the cognitive, which involves the knowledge and the development of intellectual skills. These things are quite important because they affect how we structure our training programs. You'll notice that psychomotor and affective domains are at the heart of development programs. Kids are young, and this is the right time to introduce them to chess more like on a physical level, so that they associate the movements of the pieces with actual movement of their bodies and so on. And then the cognitive, which is what is used mainly in educational systems like in schools and so on, it's been the primary focus of most of our traditional schools. But a lot of things are changing nowadays as schools are becoming aware and more informed regarding these things. There's changes to how the kids are being taught, and this then gets utilized in the later parts of educational programs. And within the cognitive, which is the last part, the more where the skills lie, Bloom identified 6 levels, and I want to sort of mirror these 6 levels with how it works in the Chess Academy. So knowledge, which is the first part, becomes theory in chess. This is where we teach the theory of chess, and then the comprehension, where we check whether the theory which we taught was actually properly understood. And then when we've taught someone this, we get them into drills where we check if they can apply what they have learned. So that's the third step now, third element of this learning process. And then when a person can apply, we bring in analysis. So now we are giving them raw games and have them root out these theoretical themes from the raw games on their own, so that they own this information. It's not just a trainer giving to them. Then a player develops into the next phase after these steps, which is synthesis, where he combines all the different domains that we've spoken about, psychomotor, affective, and cognitive, into one. That's a player who can understand what's happening with his opponents. They can use psychology in the game. It's not just a game of skill. It's now a sport. They're combining the different things, where their fitness affects the outcome of the game. And then, of course, you've got the last step, which is evaluation, where a player now is in a position where they can look at their game and see where their errors are, where they misunderstood maybe the presentation, or maybe the presentation was wrong, but they can essentially find and evaluate their information to see where there are holes and correct them. So this is how we utilize Bloom's contribution to education in chess. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please subscribe, help us grow the channel, because I think this is a valuable information.